So, damit kommen wir zu einem Mann aus England, 32 Jahre alt, erst seit diesem Jahr bei der PDC und trotzdem schon die Nummer 80 der Welt. Und er fordert jetzt den Weltranglistenersten heraus. Herzlich willkommen hier in Hamburg, Ryan Joyce. Ladies and Gentlemen, ein besonderer Moment hier in Hamburg. Jetzt wartet der Titelverteidiger, der Weltmeister von 2014 und 2017. Er ist die Nummer 1. Ein herzliches Willkommen hier in Hamburg. MVG, Mighty Mike, Michael van Gerwen.
Well, it's been a bit of a strange day here at the European Darts Matchplay. We've seen plenty of seeded players lose. We've seen seeded players we don't expect to win. I'm talking about Ian White, who had never beaten Max Hopp before, but has managed to achieve that. We've seen former European Tour winners, Simon Whitlock, Johnny Clayton and Mervyn King, all lose. The former world champion Steve Beaton, beaten. Surely this crazy run of results can't continue here, and I don't need to ask Paul Nicholson what he thinks will happen, because Ryan Joyce himself was asked last night after the match that he won against Mark Wilson by Elmar Polka, and Joyce reckons he'll get beat 6-0.
Well, we sincerely hope he doesn't, but when we were having a little throw downstairs in the break between sessions, Michael actually popped in and said hello. And even he was laughing at what Ryan just said yesterday.
He's aware of it, and he'll be intending to make it become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The greatest player in world darts right now, arguably the best ever, up on that stage, and given the task, let's face it, of improving the standard of today's darts. There are a number of factors as to why players haven't been able to produce their best. The heat down there, and up here indeed, Paul, is very difficult to work in, and they're trying to do their job up there, and some of them have struggled.
They have indeed. I was talking to Chris Dobie. I mentioned earlier on this evening, covering one of the other games, that Chris said it was one of the most uncomfortable sessions he's ever played in. And there he is, supporting his fellow Northeast player, Ryan Joyce.
56.
Joyce is a dangerous opponent for anyone. He's produced some fantastic results on the Pro Tour. Very rare that he gets beaten early on in his fledgling PDC career.
34.
And one thing you've got to say about his action, it's not conventional. Something conventional about this, though.
140.
Ryan Joyce's dart, look at it, it's pointing to the ceiling, and then he drags the arm down and drags the flight down with it, and that's why it lands so flat.
112. Not going to go, but Joyce 100 points behind before those darts were thrown.
How would you have graded Michael van Gerwen last week in Denmark?
By his standards, F for fail.
60.
And I'm sure that he would be the first to admit that. He said on social media he was disappointed and disappointing.
Nothing disappointing about that. It's a $17 leg for the world number one seed.
He's also been on Instagram today during practice and used the hashtag improving, which is ominous for the rest of the Pro Tour field.
Heaven forbid.
But they need to improve on last weekend's dross if he's going to take the title home here. Perhaps still a little bit in holiday mode in Copenhagen.
You know what, I agree with that. I think it was difficult for him to switch back on so quickly after getting back from southern Spain.
42.
And maybe this week he's just got a few more practice sessions under his belt and feels a bit sharper.
140.
You've got to say that the whole season is a marathon, and I applaud Michael for being the player that he is right now, because he's taking breaks constructively.
Well, for those of you that haven't been able to keep up with the darting wheel of June 2018, because there have been so many tournaments, Michael van Gerwen was poor in performances against both Scott Taylor, which he won in Copenhagen, and then Brendan Dole in the match that he lost. Now, we know that Mensah Suljovic won that title, and that titles were picked up this week by Mervyn King and Ian White. But we should point out that MVG didn't appear in the events in Barnsley midweek. And he's done what you've been saying is the right thing, missing the Pro Tour events, but playing on the European Tour events.
Yeah, he's cutting down on the amount of travelling he has to do. Obviously, the Premier League, which he won, took a lot out of him.
94.
He had a great World Cup, defended that. And now it's focus on European Tour, and after this it's World Series and getting that World Matchplay back.
Well, Joyce has a chance here to take a leg off the world number one in his very first meeting with the green machine.
40. Michael requires 60.
That one was a little bit over the bar. That was a Chris Waddle penalty. Can he adjust?
20.
No, he can't.
Del Piero following up.
Baggio.
Sorry, wrong player.
And that one is a Lothar Matthäus. Or should be an Andreas Bremer. Remember him? Left back.
Might be before my time, Paul.
1990, scored the winning goal in the final. From the penalty spot.
I was alive, but not by many years.
Trying to tell me I'm old.
You said it.
I was saying to some of the young kids earlier this week, the likes of, who was I talking to? Some of the young kids anyway. And they don't remember how great Italia 90 was.
I remember having the game on my Sega Mega Drive of Italia 90 when the pitch was vertical rather than the horizontal that we have now.
They were the days.
But 3 darts horizontal in the treble 20 bed for Michael van Gerwen, who is dominating his own throw and missed darts to break. But Ryan Joyce was wrong, Paul. It's not going to be 6-0 to the world number one.
It is not. Ryan Joyce is very well respected in the northeast of England by a lot of players, including the likes of Chris Dobey, Adam Hunt.
Interesting routes. Would have had a dart at the wall 19 if he'd found the treble 20.
Yeah, very interesting that. He's done a lot of bull first shots this year, hasn't he? But on 1, 2, 3, that's a little bit different.
Well, we all want to see Ryan Joyce leave 150 in this match, because he's got that little quirk of his game where he goes bull, bull, bull in any situation when he's left 150. MVG takes out 78 with little bother.
That's a really good segue, actually, Chris, because of what Dave Pallett did to Van Gerwen sometime in the last 12 months, where they were playing a Pro Tour game. Dave Pallett left 150, went for 3 bulls. I believe, from what I was told, he got 2 of them. But later in the match, Van Gerwen did something very similar to that right there, where he left 150, but he got all 3.
He certainly did. And that's part of the reason I'd like to see Joyce try it in this match, because we know that Van Gerwen will try to leave 150 to retaliate. But he had the first 3 in the treble 20. And now he's found the treble 19. That's out of the way.
Unbelievably, I can't believe he switched there because the bet was so open. But he has got rid of that awkward treble 19. It could be the curse of Ross Smith being extinguished. It could be. It might just well be over. The curse is gone. Michael Van Gerwen's got rid of the curse of Ross Smith. It's finally gone. It's only taken 5 years and 1 single day.
We have waited 5 years for a 9-dart finish on the European Tour. We haven't had one broadcast in any kind of PDC darts in 2018. But a day after, Michael Van Gerwen, the world #1, in a tournament that, let's be honest, hasn't provided the exceptional quality that we've come to expect from these players. MVG has delivered a divine 9 from the Dutch darting juggernaut. Michael Van Gerwen produces perfection here in Hamburg, and the German fans, more than any, deserve that moment.
Won't they just? Gotta get my breath back after that one. Well done, Michael. That is a great 9-darter, especially after the lie, after 5 darts.
Where did it come from? Absolutely incredible. And the Hamburg crowd, after all the cheers, have been stunned into silence. They can't quite believe what they've just witnessed.
He's in pretty good nick for the match play, isn't he? And the World Series coming up. I've got to say it. You mentioned that hashtag on Instagram, improving. Yeah, improve on that.
Well, Ryan Joyce keeps plodding on. He's a couple of legs behind. He would have had a break chance, but Michael Van Gerwen almost followed the 144 for the 9-darter with a 156, but there's a real break chance here.
There is indeed. Only needs 1 treble. That treble has been got. Double 16 to get within 1. Oh, beautiful from Ryan Joyce. Relentless. Is doing very well, considering he thought he wouldn't get a leg. He's got 2.
Well, Van Gerwen with the standout moment, but Ryan Joyce is in this match, make no mistake about that.
42.
Well, he can't, can he, Ryan Joyce? Take out Van Gerwen after he's hit a 9-dart leg. That wouldn't be relentless, that'd be ridiculous.
100.
Yeah, and I think he could change his nickname to that if he does. But we don't care about 150s now, we don't care about averages. We've seen a 9-dart leg on the European Tour.
We never thought we'd see one ever again. Well, if Ryan was to take this match, we'd have to call him impervious.
But he's making a good fist of it. But what that 9-dart leg proves is that Michael Van Gerwen can produce something special from anywhere, because that was a bolt from the blue.
41. Michael Van Gerwen, 21.
Yeah, it's pretty comfortable in this leg. 96 after that one. Double 18, can he get it this time? Yes, he can. That's a Robin van Persie curler in the corner. 4-2. He's back to the hockey in a flash. No, what was that?
Well, Michael Van Gerwen expects perfection. He's produced it in this match, and you could see the frustration with 1 stray dart.
I'll tell you what, it's a good job he didn't let that one go.
Yeah, if he had, Paul Hinks might have been getting subbed off. But he restrained himself. And we were saying, as Peter Wright, who is so often the darling of darts in Germany on this European Tour, and with the German players dropping out at rapid pace in this second day, that it was difficult to see who their hero would be. Enter Michael Van Gerwen.
Well, at the start of this evening, and it's not strange for this to happen, but Elmar Polka was introducing Michael van Gerwen as being on the menu tonight, and they were booing him, but they're not booing him anymore.
136.
120.
Just gets away.
He's had a few pops at those two treble finishes, and he's had a 156 attempt, a 144 that was good.
140.
136 on the wire.
For all the crazy finishes that he's attempted, especially on the Euro Tour this year, Michael van Gerwen, that was conventional, it was sensible, getting rid of the 57 to leave himself his 144, which is his preferred route for a 9-darter.
He has, of course, done that in the European Championships. Can he get another one? No.
135.
Just getting greedy now. Thought it might have been like buses. Can't get one for a while, and then all of a sudden two come along.
140.
Night isn't over. There are other players who are capable, likes of Rob Cross, Daryl Gurney, Bunting. Well, it's a shame he hit the treble 5 because he followed up with another 180. Could have been another 9-darter.
Well, I think that he might even try and hit another 180 here.
133. First score for Michael, 135. 135 first score.
Well done.
135.
As a marker got excited and thinks that MVG's on the 9. All correct and proper now. It won't be a maximum.
90.
Well, we've had a 9-darter. How about the big fish?
Why not? Just over the top. There he goes at that bull. Loves a bull.
95.
Michael's not looking at the bull.
Well, he's run into the world #1 on the rampage here.
76.
He hasn't quite finished the job yet.
Well, he can't go 25 bull here, can he? No, he's going for 17, 18 tops. Tops to stay in it.
55.
Could be over.
20.
MVG lands double 10. The score sheet will say 6-2 to Michael van Gerwen against Ryan Joyce. But history has been made in Hamburg because in the 4th leg, Michael van Gerwen produced perfection, a 9-dart finish, something that has not been seen on the European Tour for over 5 years, and the world #1 has provided the highlight here in Hamburg. That will live long in the memory because people will be able to say, I was there when Michael van Gerwen hit a European Tour 9-darter. He's through to the final day in the grand scheme of things, and let's hear from the 9-dart hero now, Michael van Gerwen.
Michael, we are waiting for this 9-darter for so many years, for 5 years now. Unbelievable. Congratulations.
5 years, too long for me, and I'm glad I did this 9-darter here in Germany. It means a lot for me, but also for everyone here. And it's good for myself, good for the confidence, and of course for this crowd. Fantastic.
Mal ganz kurz stopp. Mal ganz kurz stopp. Ganz kurz stopp. Setzt euch mal eben hin. Setzt euch mal eben hin. Ich muss euch mal eine Frage stellen. Für wen war das der erste 9-darter live? Hey! No. Great. When I see pictures of you in the internet right now, only in the pool, on the boat, in the sun, with your kid. I mean, you're enjoying life, huh?
Yeah, last few weeks I enjoy myself, and sometimes I need to take a little off to produce something like this. Yesterday, the goalie of PSV was about. The day before I was on a boat with my wife and with a few friends. You need to have some time off before you can put some power in the game again, and I think that's exactly why I did, but I feel good about it. It's more in the tank, don't worry.
As long as you do things like that, take breaks, man, take a lot of breaks, that's cool. Michael, thank you very much. See you tomorrow again. Michael van Gerwen! Und sagt, macht euch keine Sorgen, da ist noch ein bisschen Benzin im Tank.